what is going on? So here's my new book. We got this going. Okay, and it's what is it? Oh yeah. Okay. And so what I did was I have labels. Those are what the labels are. And I have the the formulas. So here's the framework. That's kind of cool. And I have this, I have the other side. So it's easy to reference. Oh, this is nice. All right. So what are we doing? We are going to look at this box. So I have my box of stuff. I'm quite excited. Oh, I have my beautiful box. Okay. So I have my new books. Oh, I have my new books. Can you see that? Oh, yeah. And then it should have the new print. Yes, new print. So what we're doing is we're reading the abacus, and we have it all here. That's nice. So I should have 10 of them. So we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, this is nice. So I have 10 of them. Okay. When I look, I have this. This is going to go into my TikTok shop. So right now, I'm just looking at all the books that is available. Oh, yes. My new book. Oh, nice. Well, the ones that I have is pretty ratty, but there should be enough. So I got to update my. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm going to update this one. So I have 1, 2. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Okay, good. That's 10. So I have 30 books of that. Oh, man. And then I have these ones. So this is the making of the 10. And this is still pretty good. So I have this one. It will be available in my TikTok shop. It's kind of nice. So I should have 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's getting heavy. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I have 9. All right. And then, oh, interesting. So now I can look at it all. Okay, here's my new book. That's the new one. And I have my back. Very nice, very nice. So, oh, this is great. And then I have my answers. Okay, so we're going to go through this book. Okay, we'll go through this book. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 and then 10. All right, so that's it. Wow, that's a lot of books. I have a lot of books. Okay, so this is my TikTok one. Oh, and then I'm going to take this one and we're going to go through this one. So this is how to make a 5. Okay, so now I have to take this and move it to here. Is that going to fit? So I have this one. So I have 9 and then 10 of these. I can have 1 of these. Uh, maybe we're going to do this. And then I have this. Oh, these are so big. Oh no, this one is horrible. Cut on this one. Oh, okay, see that one, this one, this one. Okay, those are good. Okay, and we will move it over here. And then we have my, all right, that one. All right, so what are we doing? We are going to, oh, that's right. So I got this one, and I used this one already. Three of those right now. And then I'm just going to go through and figure out some stuff. Whew, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Hello. Don't forget to smile. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Those for the kids to learn? Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Thank you everybody for joining me to my unboxing. So what I was just doing is I was just getting some books ready. So I'm now going to have it. Went live today and grilled chicken. Hey, yeah, grilled chicken. That's cool. Do the pretty one? Do the what? Do one of your pretty one behind you. Oh my God. Hello, hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining my unboxing. Yeah. So this one is my latest one. This is kind of cool. This is my latest one. This one is talking about the -5. And so when we were doing it, I was just, we're just going to go through the page. And so we have it where it's black and white, but then here is how to make a five. We know that 1 and 4, it's like a little rainbow, and then 3 and 2. And then what we're doing is we are learning how to make a five. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Cool. Cool. I do sell these. These are in my TikTok shop. I just got to update. Ooh, I haven't updated this one yet. I just need to update it. So I wonder if I can update it. No, I got to make a thing. I got to make a thing. So this one is so I have this one and I just made this one. This one just came in. And so we were talking about the five. And so when we're talking about it, it's like a whole series. When I have it, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm so excited. So the first thing we're going to do is we do the +5. After the +5 is the -5. After the -5 is the +10. And then right now I'm actually working on the -10. And, and then on top of everything would be this one. Woo! Okay, hello. Okay, so yes, I do sell the abacus. I do sell the abacus as well. I do sell that one, and that one is available. I do have the small one, which is the colorful one, or I have the 13 column one. They're both made out of plastic. Yes. Okay, behind you, do a math -1 on the pretty abacus behind you. Oh, can you check them out on the TikTok shop? Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. So my name is Lynette. Hi, my name is Lynette. So you're talking about this big abacus luminar laminator. Are we talking about this one? -5 on the pretty abacus. Yes, -5. All right. So what is the question? So the question is, let's do a question. So if I did this, okay, you know what? We'll try that. No, 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 I can't do that. It's a big one. Huh. Okay, so here I have it. Oh, I see. Here I have it. If I want to, here's what we're doing is we're reviewing. -2 -3 is equal to -5. So what we're going to do is when we want to minus the 2, we need to move everything up. So we have the question 6. When we have the question 6, we have the question 6, right? And then it says, I need to minus the 5 plus the 3. So I'm going to put minus the 5 plus the 3. My hands are not big enough, and so it goes like that. So my final answer is 4. My hands are too small. We could do it again. If I had 6 and I want to minus the 4 is minus the 5 plus the 1. I don't know if that made sense. So then if I have 6 and I want to minus the 3, I'm going to minus the 2. I'm going to add the 2 and then minus the 5. Just like that. Yeah. So I actually use the bigger one, the bigger abacus in my online class because it's just easier to see. But it's heavy. So that's why I kind of lie it down flat. Thank you so much for liking the live. All right. So, but that's how that works. And so when we're doing this, I have a color by number. What else do I have? Oh, I have the wheel of yes. Okay. So what I did was I made sure that the spinning wheel was here because it's easy to put the um, it's easy to put the paper clip. So I don't know if anybody knows how to do this, but I found this little thing and I was like, that's a great thing. And so I'm incorporating it. Oh, so what I did was I flick it and I flick it and I have 16. So because I have 16, I'm going to make 16 as my evens. And so I'm going to put evens over here. So I do 16 is over here, 16. 16. And so minus the 4. Well, minus the 4 is what? We know that if we do 16, 1 and a 6, and I want to minus the 4, we know what? Minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. So it's minus the 5 plus the 1, and my final answer is 2. So my final answer, I'm sorry, 12. Ooh, I like that. So, yeah, finally going through some of these books. I did have it where, and then I have this one where we're subtracting the 4. So here we have the 8. When we have the 8, we have 8, and we take away the 4. We don't have enough to take away the 4, right? We don't have enough to take away the 4. So what do? We got to go to the flower pot. We take away 4. We take away 4, but 1 still remains. So we take away the 5, right? But then 1 comes back. I don't know. That one is, and then my final answer is 4. So here is where we write it, and then we write. It just looks more complicated than teaching without it. That's fine. So I wonder if I can do, yeah. So this is where we're going. Yeah, yeah. I think I really like this. So then I have color by numbers. I have color by number, and then I have the mazes. I always have the mazes. So why is the second row not the first? Oh, that's a really good question because here I have a dot indicator. I have my ones indicator. Can you see the ones indicator? This is my label. So if you see my label, I'm right here. So when I do my ones indicator, I have my ones. So when we count it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. The top E will always be 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, thank you, balls on a budget. The point is this: it's able to visually see how it is. Ah, cool. Yes. So, fish pickleball. Did that make sense? So when we look, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. So when we look, we have our 10, 20, 30, 40, and then we have 50. Because we have 50, we have 60, 70, 80, 90, and then we have 100. So when we look, we have this is one, this is one, 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 one. All of these are ones. When we see this, this is all five. Five, 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 five. So this is an abacus and this is a math tool. And what I was doing, I was actually looking in and admiring my own workbook. So what I was doing, because I just finished this one, I just published it, and I was just going through some of the old stuff. This not old stuff. I was going to new stuff, but the difference is subtraction is different because why? Because kids in school are having problems with subtraction, but in abacus it's very simple. When we see the horizontal bar, we have the horizontal bar, and when we add it, right? When we add it, we're going to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, we're going away from the horizontal bar. So it's easy to see that we are adding and subtracting. Does that make sense? So when we look, I am looking for, here we go. Did I not end it? Oh, there we go. So, yeah. Hi, hi, Teresita. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My coworker broke our adding machine. I just you couldn't bring the abacus to work. Yes, the algorithm always knows. You guys are so funny. Ah, that's funny. That is hilarious. Yes, you could bring an abacus. This one is a 7 column one. This one is a 13 column one. And they're both. These are both. Was it called standard size? So I was just yeah. Oh, okay. So let me. We can go through this in a little bit. But yeah, I gotta figure that out. Okay, so let's go back and let's review. So we have a zero. When we have a zero, this is what the horizontal bar. The horizontal bar with no beads touching the horizontal bar is considered zero. So when we have zero, we have one. So this is one. Let me know. Thank you for the follow. Let me know if anybody has any questions. What we're gonna do is we are going to review a little bit about how to read the abacus. So when we understand how to read the abacus, then we'll go into adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. Not so pro. Hello. So we have one, two, that's two, three, that's three, and then four. This is four. When we look, we have five. After the top bead, right? The top bead will always be five. Then we have six, we have six, we have seven, that's seven, we have eight, this is eight, and nine, that's nine. So if we put it in money terms, money, 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 if we put it in money terms, it works exactly the same. Kind of the same, kind of not, right? So when we look, we have one, there's 1 cent, 1 cent. Two, 2 cents. Three, 3 cents. Four, 4 cents. And then what do we do? Well, five is 5 cents. This is five. I don't know where everybody is in the world, but where I am, I'm in California, United States of America. 5 cents is a nickel. This nickel is worth 5 cents, which is very similar to the top bead. Hey, Colorado! Yeah, are they not 100s? They are 100s. They are 100s. You're absolutely right. But I was just trying to correlate what it means, really. So if that made sense, right? So if we did really want to do it, that would be it. But some people don't understand because this is the decimal place. Here it is, right? So we have our decimal place, we have our ones, our tenths, and our hundreds. Notice that the decimal sits between the ones and the hundreds, ones and the tenths. So yes, no, that's a really good question. But sometimes people don't understand it. So I'm just using it to use it as to how to relate. So if this is 5 cents, right, and then this is 6 cents, and then this is 7 cents, and this is 8 cents, and that's 9 cents, and there's 9 cents. But that's why I would start here. But that's only because my ones indicator is here. If you want, you could choose this one to be your ones indicator, just like a Pokemon. Yep. So here, if you notice, I have this one or I have this one, but you need to choose one. You cannot do two. I just bought one on book to teach. Whoa, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kylie. Let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, I really like my workbooks. Did you get the just bought the book to teach myself and my son? Yes, fantastic. So I hope it goes through nice and easy, and I'm hoping that it makes sense. I'm hoping it makes sense. Okay, so again, we could choose this one. So if I chose this one, then it'd be my ones, my tens, and notice there's no room for hundreds, right? There's no room for hundreds. Because there's no room for hundreds, I can only do ones and tens. And then we can count, right? One, two, three, four, and then 14, 24, 34, 44. Make sense? So what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus, and that's all we're doing. But because we're learning how to read the abacus, then it'll be easy to do adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So it was very easy, very interesting. So when we look, we will be. Oh, maybe I should do that one. Okay. Okay, so what's the history of these? The history is, this is an abacus, and abacus, the word abacus means something like moving pebbles or something. And this is before they started doing, this is right after they did the bartering system. So back in the day, way back in Mesopotamia, when they did, I think the Romans, or before the Romans or whatever, they needed to track who did what, and this was after they started bartering. So because after they started bartering, they needed to keep track of all the things that was happening. So if I sold you two celeries for the price of money, right, they would use the abacus to count. So that's how that happened. And then it was actually like just a bunch of random beads, right? I don't know if you can imagine it, but it was just a bunch of random beads. And then they would start to put it in a frame. And then when they started put it in a frame, the Chinese came around and said, okay, you know what? We'll put it in a frame. But what happens is they did this, and it works very similar to the Japanese abacus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice this is 5. Now we're going to do is we're going to trade it in. We're going to trade this in with the 5 on top. So notice this has 5 and this has 5. So all these beads up here is 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So when we look, we have 5. We need to trade that in, and that will be 10. But notice this is 10. We'll have to trade it in. We'll do that. So there's a lot of trading in the Chinese abacus. That one was fell on my phone. Okay. That's funny. Do I teach classes? I do. I think I'm getting it, but I could use a little more practice. I do teach online classes. They are self-paced, and they're all the videos are pertaining to my worksheets. So all of these workbooks that you see here that I have, all these workbooks, they're all recorded, and then we talk about like how to move the beads and stuff. So in abacus world, what we do is we focus on the add-in, and that is why the next thing we do is we understand how to move the beads. So the first thing we do is we understand what how to read the abacus, and then after we read the abacus, we learn how to move the abacus. So that's what this is. So what we're doing is we're learning how to add, we're learning how to add the one. Easy for my slow brain. It is so easy. I'm telling you, not so pro. I'm telling you. Okay, so this is the Chinese abacus, and then Japanese came around and says, you know what, we're going to make it more efficient. So Japanese people made it more efficient. So this is why we're doing this. All right. Now, what are we doing? Well, we're going to continue on. Well, notice the abacus has edges. These edges, no matter how big and pudgy your fingers are, you should be able to move the abacus because this is a standard size abacus. This is a standard size. This is just with very colorful beads, just as this one. See how it's the same size? It's very standard. It's very standard, but it has the same shape of the beads. It has a little ridge for your big pudgy fat hands. The reason why I say this is because my husband was the one that did one of my posts, and I wanted to show that even with big hands, you could still use the abacus. So this is not saying that this is saying that this is the standard size, and we want to be gentle with the abacus, right? We want to be happy when we do math. My big sausage, right? Sausage fingers, right? You can even use this with your toes. I don't want to demonstrate it, but I think you can if you have that ambidextrous in your toes. So when we look, right, you just want to use your the tips of your fingers, right, to move the beads. So when we do one, we're just doing this 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice, and then what we're doing is we're also understanding that we don't want to be we don't want to be aggressive with our abacus. We don't. I mean, it's plastic. It's made out of plastic, and it's easy to utilize, and it's fine. It's not going to break because it's all made out of plastic. But don't flick too hard. So if I have all fives, right, and I do this, notice that now my answer is wrong because you don't want to. Do not flick too hard because the beads are very easy to move. So when you look, they're like a little rattle, right? It's a little like a little what a rattle tambourine. You know what I mean? Like a little tambourine. And so if you bump it, your answer will be wrong. So that's why you use your left hand to stabilize the abacus, and then you use your right hand to to calculate. Ah, you like that? Yeah. So make sure you do not make sure you don't flick too hard. All right. So that is a little bit about the mechanics of learning how to use the abacus. Is there any questions? So when we did it, we're going to do another review. So when we look at it, we have 1, right? If I add the 5, now we have 6. I have 2, I want to add the 5, now I have 7. 5, 6, 7. When I have what type of math applies to this? Arithmetic. Adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. That's all I can do. You could do decimals, and you could do fractions, but fractions is just another version of decimals. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's only arithmetic. I don't do anything else. How do you do division, please? We can do division, but we need to know the fundamentals. So before I go into any division, we need to understand how to add, subtract, multiply, and add and subtract. So there's a few things we need to understand when we adding and subtracting. When we look, oh, I'm doing a review. So I have 3, 1, 2, 3. When I add the 5, now I have 8. When I have 9, look, if I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I add the 5, now I have 9. They should teach this in school. Good skills to learn, even if we have calculators. You know what? We're not supposed to use calculators for elementary school. If they're using calculators in kindergarten and preschool, then that's very questionable. You know what I mean, Gabs? They shouldn't be using calculators at that time. But I agree with you. The other thing is it's also nice to be able to like a jigsaw puzzle, like to keep your mind active. It's like a brain gymnastics. Gabs. Added to the curriculum. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it more mainstream, and so I'm trying to make sure that I understand how to talk abacus in the mainstream math. That's why I'm adding place values, and I'm trying to be more. Was it math term? Math term. I'm just trying to get more math terms going. Yeah, I love this so far. Oh, good. Thank you. Not so pro. Wait, sorry for all the questions. You said that. Oh, yes, yes. So if I did this, that's all 5. No, that's fantastic. I'm so happy you asked. So we did 5, 5, comma, 5, 5, 5, period. No, not period. Decimal, 5, 5. If you notice there's a comma right here, that comma is just like this dot right here. It tells me that this is the thousands. Does that make sense? So every dot that you see here is a grouping, is a group separator. So we're learning the mechanics of the abacus. If I have my 13 column abacus, because size matters, this is only 7 column, this is 13 columns, because size matters, depending on how big the number is, it all depends on uh, using the bigger abacus. So when we look at it, you will notice you will notice that if I started here at my ones, here's my bigger number. If I started here at my ones, tens, hundred, thousands. Notice my thousands has a dot, so it helps me label, right? Excuse me, it helps me label my groupings, just like the commas. So I have my ones, my thousands, my millions. That's a million. This is billions, and then I have trillions. Do they even teach this in school? I'm a senior and I've never touched an abacus in my life. No, they don't teach this in school. It's usually used as an enrichment program. And it's kind of strange. Like it's used as an enrichment, but it's actually better than all the other math tools that's out there, I think, because it talks about place values. So we have a 13 column abacus or we have a 7 column abacus. I usually do the 7 column abacus because it's colorful. That's all it is. There's no rhyme or reason why the blue, the top bead, it's all about positioning. So if I did this is all 5 because why? Because all of the top beads are touching this horizontal bar. So if I did this and I did that, then all the beads are touching the horizontal bar. Wow, 13 goes. Oh yeah, okay, got it. So you're not doing a good job of explaining it. If you're just yapping away, I could keep yapping. But I don't know if Rick is still here. No need to be rude. You're right, Kelsey. That's okay. He is. It is. They are who they are. Thank you, Kylie. If not, yeah. You know what? I don't force anybody to be here. Oh, all the beats touching the bar is fine. Yes, exactly. Yes. So when we're looking at it, if I did this, right, the top beat, not the top beat, the one beat, these are all ones, right? If we did this is all twos. If we did this is all threes. But what we're doing is we're just looking at and seeing. So if I had 4 and I want to take away 3, I'm only going to take away these 3 beats. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Ethan, good morning. Yes, Ethan. Ethan has a 27 one. That's bigger than mine. Am I a little jealous? Because I only have 23. If you want to track the national debt, I have a 23 column abacus. This one is made out of bamboo. And it works exactly the same, and it's very easy to move and make your have a wrong answer. So okay, we got that. Okay, so this is made out of plastic, works exactly the same. It's just making sure to understand that they're very easy to move, very easy to bump. Ethan flexing that he has 27 digit abacus. And that's interesting, right? So every column is a digit. So when you look and try to see it, right? Try to see that every column is a digit. It is very interesting. I find it very interesting. So again, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. So when I'm going to take this back and I'm going to, okay. So we understand how to read the abacus. Let's continue on. I've seen at yes, 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 yes. And so when you see the kids do this, it's because they're doing abacus in their brain. So if you work with abacus a lot more, you'll be able to visualize the abacus in your brain. There is finger abacus. I don't know how to do it. I only know how to use the regular abacus. Okay. So we are going to continue on with how to how to read the abacus. And this is where one of my books come into play. And this will soon be in my TikTok shop, but if you're interested in it for right now, it is available. It is available over here, and my name is Lynette. Here it is. Here it is. There we go. It is available here, and my name is Lynette. My name is Lynette Young. I've been teaching abacus for about 20 plus years now, and I'm just in the process of building out more workbooks. So the workbooks I'm having here is this one specifically is just a bead recognition, and we made it into a maze. So when we look at it, we want to just be able to follow the maze. We start here and we figure out what the number is. So if I had this, and thank you to Ethan giving me the idea of making a mask maze so you don't look what the other number is. So when we see this number, what number do we think this is? I love your dedication to this. Oh, thank you, Gabs. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. I've just been thinking about. I'm hoping that this makes that. I'm hoping that I'll be able to live off of this. So if I have this, oh, not so pro. See, it is 8. And notice I'm starting over here because I have my ones indicator is over here. So yes, it is 8. So we're going to move up the pipe, right? There's my little patch. There's my little pipe, my path. And I go to this one right here. So I'm learning. I told you. I told you. So if I did this one and then I add my ones is that number. What number do you think that is? Ooh, Aura. No, it is not 9 because we have our tens and our ones. When we look, we have our tens and our ones. Just like when we write, We have 5. Ooh, fish pickle ball. Yes, fish. It is 45. How do I know? This is my tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is my 5. Oh, I didn't do decimals yet. We're just staying with the whole numbers. Decimals happens between on this side over here. So it is 45, and that's where the path goes, and it goes up to here. So when I look at this, what number do we think that is? Woo! Oh, there we go. What number do we think that is? When I look at it, I have this, and then I have that. Aura. Yes, aura. So it's almost close. This is 9, 94. 94. Yep, yep, you're good. Ha ha ha. Yep. 94 because it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the tens column, and then we have 4 in the ones column. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So we're just looking at the abacus and we're learning how to read it. That's what we're doing right now. I'm going to keep yapping because that's what I do. Yap, yap, yap. All right. So we have their tens. If this is my tens, oh, I don't, let me see if I can bring that. So this is my tens. And then I have my ones. My ones, 1, 2, 3. The place value is always the same. Yes. You know what? It depends on which indicator you choose. I could choose this one or I could choose that one. It doesn't matter. You just need to choose one. Like I could choose this one. But if I choose this one, then everything shifts over and it works exactly the same. Ones, tens, but notice I don't have any more beads or more columns to do my hundreds. So when I look, I still have all of these numbers to be my decimals. I don't remember ever learning how to use the abacus. Oh, thank you for the rose, Gabs. You're killing it, not gonna lie. I'm struggling over here. Aura. 8. 83. Yes, 83. How do we get 83? We have 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so bigger numbers equals more. Yes, yes, exactly. That's why size matters. I noticed that you started in the tenths. Is it easier to go the largest to the smallest place? I started at the ones, tenths. I started at the ones or the tens. So this is 83. So we have 83. It actually doesn't really matter which one. It doesn't really matter. I think as long as you just put in, maybe I do the ones first and then I do the 3. Because when it gets to be a bigger number, then I have to count the numbers. I think I do right to left when I put it in, but then I read it from left to right. So my answer here is 1, 2, 3. This is the tens, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. So what number do we know that is? Yes, thank you. 38. Thank you, fish. Thank you. 38. We go down this way, and we're over here, and then we have this number. So I think I just put in the number because I know this is my ones. So I guess I'll put in my ones first, and then I know I go to the left side to be that, right? Aura. Yes, 38. Yes. How do we solve? How do I solve a complex matrix with lot sizing squeeze? What? That's above my pay grade. I am not sure what you were talking about. 60, right? 5, 6, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 68. So we got to go up and we're over here. So when we look, I'm unlocking something in my brain tonight. Chain supply problem, please. Woo! That is really above my pay grade. I barely know what the chain supply would be for the abacus. Plastic? Yeah? Paper? I don't know. So we have this number. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3. Yes, Gabs! Thank you. Selenite. Yes. Should have went right. No? Oh my god, I'm learning. Okay. 80, was it 83? Right over here. Oh, did I just make a 60? Oh, you're right. I see what you're saying. Yes, I see what you're saying. I just made a little loop. Oh, see? That's wrong. I need to update it. Fuck. Ah, all right. Ah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I thought I did it all. Oh, my God. All right. So we have this number and then that number. 30. What number is that? 38. Yes. Good. 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 So we come down here and we're over here. What number do we know this is? This is easy. This is too easy. So what number is that? If I did that, it'd be that. 4. Yes, that's it. It's just 4. Thank you. Yes, right? I'm trying to trick you. Okay, so if we go 4, we go down here. So then we have this. We have that number, and then we have this number. What number? Yeah, right? I'm telling you. So once we learn how to read the abacus, we will go into adding and subtracting. Yes, 78. 78. Good, good, good. We're almost done. So I have 78. And then what number is this? We have this number. And then we have this number. And what number do we know this is? What number do we think this is? 70. Oh, oh, oh. Yes, not so pro. 84. Thank you, Inda. Woo, fish, Gabs. 80. 84. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Aura. So we have this one. We're almost done. So we have this one. 90, right? 1, 2, 3. That's it. I'm buying one of these. I appreciate you. Yeah. 93. Yes, Inda. Thank you. Thank you. So we're almost done. 93. We are done. What is the last number? What's the last number? If I did this one and I did this. So what number is that? 62. Yes. 62. Okay. So we're done with this 62 fish. Fish. No? 60. We have 60, 5, 6, and then 2. 1, 2. Yeah? Ah. Fat fingers. Maybe, you know what? Maybe you mistaken that this is over here and then you get 17. You could do that. That is maybe where you got it from. So you kind of displace it because it's different on the video. It'll be different when you see it, right? If you touch it and you see it, you'll see the difference. So it could be that. I'm getting one of these. Holy thanks. Yeah, not a problem. So what are we going to do? We're going to still continue on learning how to read the abacus. So in this book, I have it where there is a reverse maze. What is the reverse maze? The reverse maze is I give you the number and then you're supposed to color in the beads. So here it says 54, color in 54 beads. When I go over here, the number is 96, I color in 96 beads. If I go over here, I have to do 29. So when I come down here, I need to color in 17. So that's what this is. I called it a reverse maze because I give you the path, but then you're supposed to you're supposed to color in the beads. Yeah, thank you. It's 1 a.m. I'm so excited to see more lives. Thank you. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is understand now we know how to read the abacus. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads. So the first thing we're going to do, so this is the little bit about the book. This is a preschool book that I'm trying to get the kids young. And so I try to show like the number recognition and how that works with the beads and counting forwards and counting backwards. And these are just activities. So sorry for spamming off topic. It's supposed. Oh no, you're fine. in going off topic, but is it possible to do all the math operations on this? The only math operations you can do adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we do a little bit of substitution. We do distributive property, but we don't do everything. Like you can't do geometry, right? And you can't do I don't know how to do calculus. So I can't tell you. If you can make calculus and arithmetic, then it's possible. But I don't know how to do calculus, so I don't know. Can you do trigonometry? I don't know trigonometry. That's above my pay grade. The only thing that I know how to do on the abacus is add, subtract, multiply, divide. That's it. So what are we doing here? We are learning how to move the beads. So when we look at it, we're looking at the add-in. We're not looking at the result. We want to be able to, oh yeah, not a problem, not a problem. I'm going to teach oh yeah, he's two, he's already counting. Oh my God, that's so fantastic. Ah, he already counts backward. That is fantastic. From 10, that is fantastic. So then when he's starting it, right, he can start going through the numbers and he can actually feel the beats and stuff. I think the little bit will be this will be a little bit of a problem, but I think he has some good math skills, like some good number skills that he'll be able to figure out that this is a 5. Wow, that's really cool, Kylie. That's really young. I didn't start. Well, I tried to gear the preschool book for 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. I started my son at 4, but we didn't have I didn't have all these worksheets. I didn't have the worksheets until like way later. I'm a little sad. My boys never got a chance to see my worksheets, but it is what it is. My boys are old now, and now I have a little bit more time to be creative with my worksheets. So I hope you enjoy my workbooks. All right. So what are we doing here? We're going to understand that when we add the 5 and then we need to add the 1, the question is can I do it? Yes, we can. We can add the 1. When we add the 1, we're just moving up to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, we're taking away from the horizontal bar. But the biggest thing is understanding, do we have enough beads to add? Yes, we do. So this is why we want to understand how to use the add-ins. We're not focusing on the result. We are focusing on the process. We're not focusing on the result, we're focusing on the add in. We're going to divorce the result and marry the process, right? We want to be able to be happy, but it all depends on how we get there, right? That's what this is. We're going to focus on the add in. In mainstream math, they focus on the result. So, Kylie, when you go into mainstream math, you're going to see the little bit of a difference, but he's going to understand that we're going to focus on the add in. When we focus on the add in, that is the key of whether or not you're adding and subtracting whatever, right? So, when we do the adding of the 1, we can do the 2. When we add the 2, we have 6. And again, my add in is 2. I'm going to add these 2 beads. It doesn't matter which 2 beads, it could be these 2 beads or it could be these 2 beads, or it could be these 2 beads, as long as I'm moving 2 beads. So I move these 2 beads, and my final answer is 8. When I look at it, I have 5, 6, 7, 8. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we're focusing on the number 2 add-in. When we do it, we want to use our thumb to move it up, right? Cool. And then we do 3. Again, it's the same process, same concept, right? Just a different number. So if I have 5, I'm going to add the 5. When I have 3, I'm going to add 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. So my final answer is 8. We are not looking how to make an 8. We're looking how to utilize the 3. The big question is there enough beads? Yes or no? So here is 4. 4 doesn't have a lot of questions because it's either 0 plus 4, which is just that, or it's 5 plus 4, which is just that. And my final answer is 9. You can do subtraction. Minus the 4 would only be this. So when we look, we add to the horizontal bar or we subtract to the horizontal bar. Okay, 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is how to make a 10. That is later down the line, right? That's what later down the line. So the first thing we're going to do is understand how to move the beads, first. So the biggest question is if we have enough beads. The next question is if we don't have enough, then we start understanding how to move a 5. So there's steps, there's a framework, right? There's an abacus method when we talk about adding and subtracting. So here we're going to do the minus. We know how to minus. So if I have 9, I'm going to take away the 1. I just got to do is remove the 1 like that, right? I'm moving it away from the horizontal bar. So this is my horizontal bar, and I'm moving it away from the horizontal bar. If I do -5, I'm going to move it away from the horizontal bar. I think I'm back. So here I have 2. I'm going to have 9. When I have 9, I want to take away 2. I'm going to move that like that. That's all I'm going to do. So that one is, oh, I didn't add it. Of course I didn't add it. So, all right. So this is the book, the preschool book. And then this is 3. Again, when I have 8, I'm going to clear my abacus. I have 8. I'm going to add 8. And then here it is. I have -3. When I do -3, is there enough to take away the 3? Yes, we can. So we're going to take away the 3. So my final answer is 5. All right. So we know how to do this all. Come on, Lynette. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. So again, we're going to do the 5. When we add the 5, we're looking at the add-in. So I have a 0 and I add the 5. Is there enough? Yes, there is. I just add the 5. That's all we're doing. And then we can do it again with this one. If I have 4, and I add the 5, I'm going to add the 5. My final answer is 9. Right? So now we know how to do it, right? If I want to add the 7, it's 1 beat on top and 2 beats on the bottom. I'm adding the 7. So if I have 1 and I want to add the 7, it looks like this. So here it's 7. Now we have 8. So we have 1 plus 7 is now 8. If we did 2 plus 7, it's now 9. When we want to take away, we're doing this, right? You notice it's the same number pattern, but just reverse. I still don't understand. This is 1. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is 1. When we look, we have 2. After 2 is 3 and then 4. What we're doing is we're counting on the beads. We're counting on the abacus. We're looking at the abacus to see what the number is. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar like this is being counted. Does that make sense, River? River, if you don't answer, I'm going to move on. I need to know that you're still here. Oh, Gabs, thank you so much for the rose. Okay, River doesn't seem like River is here. So I'm going to move on to what happens when we don't have enough. Oh, yes, good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What's going to happen is if this is 4, how do I get 5? 5 will always be the top bead. Does that make sense? So if 5 is the top bead, what we're going to do is we're going to have 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. If I have 2, right, and I add the 5, now we have 7. 5, 6, 7. If I have 3, notice that there's only these 3 beads touching the horizontal bar. This is 3. When I add the 5, now we have 8. If I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I add the 5, now we have 9. Does that make sense, River? All right. Cool. Yes, Aura. 9. Exactly. So this is 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Tell them about the ones that, 111. Yes, 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 yes. Camera King. Yes. So just as they were mentioning, I'm hella confused. How are you doing this? I'm moving my fingers. I don't get that. That's not making any sense. How do I do it? So we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000s. When we look, we do 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4, we have 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After 9, we have 10. So just as 111 mentioned, it is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Hello, purple. So after 90 is 100. Does that make sense? So now we can count by hundreds. So if I did 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, then it would just be 1, 1, 1. Oh, good. See? It's not hella confusing. It's a pattern, right? It is a pattern. So we do 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. You can't tell me. Hey, E, welcome back. It is a pattern. Zealand, Zyland. That's crazy. You're crazy. Okay, so that's 5, right? Now, be careful not to flick too hard. Because why? Because if you flick, don't flick too hard because then your answer is going to be messed up. Yes, practice and you'll get better. Yes, thank you, Aura. Yes. So you're right, Purple Knight. It is 11111.111. Yes, exactly. So when we look at it, that's what it looks like. Yes, thank you, Purple Knight. Okay, so okay, we added the 7. We're adding the 7. When we added the 7, right? Notice when I add the 7, so can so we oh, I'm sorry. So we can't speed count. You could speed count, but there's no point to speed count. There's points of understanding how to move the beads to add faster. So I wouldn't want to speed count. I don't want to know. I don't want to speed count. Why would I want to speed count? That's not a There's speed addition and speed subtraction, and there's competitions for abacus, but there's no speed counting. Yeah, there's no speed counting unless I don't. I've never heard of it. Okay, so we have 7. When we take away 7, I'm sorry, we're adding 7. I have 1. And notice I'm going to move these two beads like this, right? Oh yeah, Anzan. Hey, Jubilee! Welcome! I don't know. I picture like a Rubik's Cube solving problems. Oh, yeah, I think Ethan's right. It's Anzan. So what it is they flash the numbers like this, right? That's adding. That's not counting. So what they're doing is they're flash adding all the numbers. Yeah, I remember the last live you mentioned to take your time on math and not to rush it. Yes, yes. Take your time because I don't know why we want to rush it all the time. It's like, smell the roses, be gentle. Not, yeah, be gentle with the abacus. Be happy. Be happy and you know it, do some abacus. So when we have the 1, right, we're going to add 1 to the abacus. We're going to add 1. When we add the 8, notice, is there enough beads to add the 8? Yes. You also mentioned Einstein. I did mention Einstein. He said he spends the most time on a math problem, and that's why we just all had to marinate on it. So when we add the 8, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and we add it together like that. So my final answer is 9. I need to learn patience, chat. Put the blue yes. Yes, Aura. Exactly. So when you notice when I want to add the 8, that's what I'm doing. I'm adding the 8. Notice when I want to subtract the 8, I'm moving it away from the horizontal bar. So do you see that there's a number pattern? We want to add 8 or we want to subtract the 8. We are moving the beads like this. That's what we're doing. And notice when I move the beads, I'm at the edges. I'm at the edges like this. I'm being gentle. I'm not being delicate. I'm being gentle. Does that make sense? Mr. A, thank you for the follow. So again, then we have 9. 9's the same way. I add the 9, I take away the 9. I add the 9, take away the 9. Brah! I'm Losticus. Tom. Any way of subtracting, joining them all together by is adding. I'm sorry. Yes, 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 Aura. A way is subtracting, joining them all together is adding. Yes, anything that goes to the horizontal bar is adding. Yes, exactly, exactly. So we're going to do another review. Here we go. Show the placements. Here we go. Thank you, Jubilee. There's the placements. Here I'm going to have my ones. Every column is a digit. Ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. When I count it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 5. The toppy will always be 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe you won't be so lossicus. After 9 is what? 10. That's what 10 looks like. Just as how we write, we have 1 and a 0. 1, 0. This is 20. 2, 0. 30. 3, 0. 40. 4, 0. Does that make sense? Tom? Tom? Bueller? Bueller? I don't know if Tom's here anymore. Ah, ah, ah. Okay, I'm going to say Tom's gone. Okay, what we're going to do is what happens when there's not enough beads? What happens when there's not enough? 90 would be, yes, would be the blue down. Yes, it would be the blue down and then the 4 beats up would be the blue down. Yes, exactly, because we had 40 and then we had 50. Yeah, that is 90. You're absolutely right, Aura. Yes, yes, you are getting it. Okay, so what happens when we don't have enough beats? We are going to start going into how to make a 5. Do we know why mainstream math tells us how to make a 5? Do we know why? I don't know. I'm just asking. It's not a rhetorical question. Like, I don't know. Why are we telling the kids how to make a 5? It's one of the pillars. One of my friends says it's because it's half of 10. And I'm like, really? That's it? Abacus world. We actually, oh, it's not ready. In abacus world, we need to. What does that mean? So here's the question. We have 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. What? Because it doesn't make sense to use the bottom only beads? No, no, no. That's not the question, Ethan. Because that's assuming that they know how to use the abacus. But why is a 5 a special number is the question. I know why 10 is a special number because we do carry over. But why is a 5 a special number? Why is 5 a special number? Because it's rounded? Are we rounding it to make it easier? Why not 7? Why isn't 7 and 10 a special number? Or 8, right? Why not 8 and 10 or 4 and 10 or even 6 and 10? Why 5? That's the question. It's just something I'm trying to figure out because 5 is one and only prime number that has the sum of two consecutive. Ooh, it makes it in smaller groups, make it 10, like the cross. Final exam tomorrow for mechanic statistics, but instead of studying how, yes, Nathan. Oh, Kylie, that makes a lot of sense because the two consecutive numbers makes a prime because well then 1 and 4 we do 1 and 4. Ashley Ashley, are you still pregnant? I always ask statics, not statistics. Oh. All right, only 14 weeks in. Ooh. Ah, love it. I loved being pregnant. Okay, so that's okay. Thank you, Kylie. Thank you for letting me know. So here we're doing the 1 plus 4. We're going to do 1 plus 4. Why are we going to do 1 plus 4? Because if you notice, when we have the question, let's do this one. What we're going to do is not going to memorize. We're not going to memorize the doubles. We're not going to memorize 3 plus 3 plus 1. I don't know why we have to memorize doubles. We don't need to memorize doubles. What we're going to do is remember we talked about the add-in. Congratulations, new mama. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 3. When we do 3, I want to add the 4. Notice you could do a number line, right? You could do a number line. Where's my But how else do we do it? Well, in Abacus World, we're going to do is we can talk about the cats in the tree. I talked about the cats in the tree. I was trying to relate it to the kids. So there's always going to be 5 cats in the tree. So we go to the 5 cats in the tree, but that's too many. So what's going to happen is we have to color in the 4 cats, right? But one cat runs away. So one cat runs away. My final answer is 7. Thank you for asking. You're so sweet. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Right? So, what time is it where you're at? Oh, off topic. Oh, you know what? It's 10 o'clock my time. I'm in Pacific Standard Time, PST. Yeah. Well, how about you, Gabs? Where are you? Okay. Woo! Yeah, it's 10:16 right now. Can you do that one more? Oh, yeah, Aura. So let's do another one. Let's do 4 plus 4, right? I want to add another 4. I'm in Wisconsin, so it's, ooh, that's late. You're up midnight math. That's dedication. We want to add another 4, Aura. When we add another 4, we don't have enough beads. Well, okay, so here's another one. Let me give you another example. I have 4 pennies, right? I'm assuming that you're in America. We have 4 pennies. When we have 4 pennies, right? All I have is 1 nickel. I have 5 cents. 5 cents. But it's only 4 cents. I'm going to give you my 5 cents, right? I'm going to give you my 5 cents, but that's too much. I need it to be exchanged. I need to take away the 1. So I need to take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. All right, did that make sense? Sometimes the money helps because of the value of the money. We can do another way. Oh, yes. Yeah, right? There's many ways of explaining it. This is just one way. Good. Good. So it's the same way. So let's say I have 3. So let's do it. Let's say I had 3, right? I have 3. I want to add another 3. So here, I want to add another 3, but I only have 1 nickel. I'm going to give you this nickel, but that's too much. I need to exchange it and give me 2 nickels, 2 pennies back. So these are mine, this is yours. So my final answer is 6. How do you do it with a sum that is in the double digits? It's the same, Aiden. Here. Okay. Wait, before we go on, Aiden, before we go on, Aura, does that make sense? It's like giving change. Exactly. Exactly. It is like giving change. So let's take it into one step further. Let's take it one step further. We can do better than double digits. We'll do this one. What? That's a lot of digits. It is a lot of digits, but you'll see 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. Then the next number is what? 2. Can I add 2 beads? So I'm going to add my 2 beads. I need to add 4 here. Can I add 4? No, I cannot add 4. What do I do? What do I do to add the 4 in this column? How do I add the 4? Thank you, Ashley. How do I add the 4 here? Yes, yes, Aura. Plus the 5 minus the 1. And then, thank you, Jubilee. Yeah. Can I add the 3? I can add the 3 here. I'm going to add my 3. And then until I have 1, and I have another 1. So what is my final answer? My final answer is 37,889. That's awesome. Yeah, right? But see, that's the thing. That's the beauty about understanding the fundamentals. Then you can scale it. Did that make sense, Aiden? I don't know if Aiden's still here, but that's what it was. That's why I really like this question, because we can have a bigger number, but it all goes back down to understanding the fundamentals. Is that Aiden like my Aiden, or is that somebody else's Aiden? There's a lot of Aidens. Okay, so again, we're going back to the fundamentals. When we do the fundamentals, we can do it for the 2s. 2 doesn't have a lot of questions. We can do 4. I'm going to add 4. When I add 4, I'm just a random Aiden. Ah, okay. I know a lot of Aidens. I have 2 students named Aiden, and then I have a nephew named Aiden, and then, yeah. So when I have 4, I want to add the 2. When I have the 2, is there enough? No, there's not enough to add the 2. What do? I know I'm going to plus the 5, and then I need to take away the 3. Does that make sense? So my final answer is 6. Oh no, it's another one. Aura, It's if I want to plus the 2. Yeah, there you go. Say 3. Yep, that's what it is. Because I want to plus the 2, then I have to take away the 3 because adding the 5 is too much. Too much. Cool. Makes sense? And then it's the same thing with the 4. When we do 1. It's the same thing when we do 1. When we do 1, I have 4. There's not enough beats to add the 1. This is the only question that we need to add the 1. So plus the 1 is plus the 5 minus the 4. So my final answer is 5. Yeah? So what are we doing? We're learning how to add on the abacus. There's restrictions, and because there's restrictions, we can start doing critical thinking. Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is we have to start going through a process. It's a process. Okay, so we're done with that. Now notice if I want to add the 1, right? That's what I'm going to do. Now we can minus. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. Okay, minus. So here's some review. Find the missing flower. Let's do subtraction. Here we go. So here's a review. What we're going to do is we're going to do 4 minus 1 is equal to minus the 5. So what's going to happen is, if you notice, I'm going to have my abacus, and the question is 7, right? That's 7, and I want to take away the 4. When I take away the 4, I'm going to move the top bead and the bottom bead like that. That's what I'm going to do. Does that make sense? So my final answer is 3. When I look, right, I have 5, and I want to take away the 4. Oh, that's not right. Well, I have 5, I want to take away the 4. Notice I'm going to move it up like that. So that is what the formula is. I want to take one bead on top and then one bead on the bottom and move it. Move the 2 beads at the same time. Here is my question again. Here's another question. I have 8. I got 8. Now I want to minus the 4. When I minus the 4, there's not enough beads to minus the 4. I only have 1, 2, 3. So to minus the 4, we're going to substitute minus the 5 plus the 1. So I'm going to minus the 5 plus the 1. And my final answer is 4. Does that make sense? Harry Woodsy, thank you for the follow. Does that make sense? Yeah, we're okay. So what we're doing is we're learning how to minus the 4. Again, we're minusing the 4. Hey, Baka, welcome back. Welcome back. So what we're doing is we're minusing the 4. This is a little paperclip game that I had. You use a paperclip for a spinner, and then you wherever the number falls, then you add it here. So this one was 16. So if I have 16, 1, and 6, and I take away 4, I'm going to take away 4 here. Is there enough? No, there isn't enough. What do? I use my formula. Minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. And my final answer is 12. Does that make sense? Okay, what we're doing, Baka, is just minus 5. That's all we're doing. We're just going through this workbook. So we're doing it again. This one's a tic-tac-toe. We don't need to do tic-tac-toe. But the idea here is to do tic-tac-toe and then select a marker and try to make a 3. And then have color by number. And then again, here's your key. You can picture whatever you want, and then you answer the question. And then here is 3. When we minus the 3, again, you see this is the formula. The formula is minus 3 minus 2 equals minus 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to move these beads. We have minus the 5 minus the 5 and minus the 2. So if I have 5, I'm going to take away 3. I got to move the top bead like that. Does that make sense? So 5 minus 3 is minus the 5 plus the 2. When we look, I have 7. When I have 7 on the abacus, I minus the 3. When I minus the 3, there's not enough. To minus the 3, what do? I minus the 5 plus the 2. So I minus the 5 plus the 2, and my final answer is 4. How are we doing? Does that make sense? So that's what this is. What we're doing is we're going to take the 5 and then add the 4, add the 2. And this is another spin the wheel. And the spin the wheel is use a little paper clip. Wherever the paper clip lands is the number, and then we put it here. And tic-tac-toe, and then we do it again. What we're doing is we're moving the beads up, right? So again, we have -2 minus 3 is equal to minus the 5. What we're doing is 5. When we have 5, and I want to take away the 2, I need to move 3 beads up. So minus 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3, move it up like that. So my final answer is 3. So here is the equation. Here's the formula that we need to memorize. Here is the number. Here's the question. If I have 6 and I want to minus the 2, I have 2, not enough beads to minus the 2. What do? Minus the 5 plus the 3, up together at the same time. So my final answer is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we're doing. So here is an example of what you're moving. So when you move it, you move the 5 bead and then you move 3 beads. And then we have the wheel again, and after the wheel, there's tic-tac-toe. After tic-tac-toe, now we can subtract the 1. After we subtract the 1 minus 4 is equal to minus 5. And here, we're doing the whole thing. So if I have 5, we're going to move the whole thing like this. And that's it. That's all we're doing. So when we do 5, again, we want to minus the 1. To minus the 1, it's minus the 5 plus the 4. And that's it. Does that make sense? Okay, so that is about minusing the 5. So we added the 4, we added the 5, and then we minus the 5. So what's next? What's after 5? Well, this is where we start talking about how to make a 10. How we make a 10. And Carter is lost. And so is pack dynamics. Either we move on or we do another review. What should we do? Ah, what a conundrum. All right, let's do a review for those that came in late. I'm finding papers. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to find papers. I don't find my papers. All right. I only have 4. I only have 1. All right. We'll do what we have. Hold, please. I'm sure they'll be able to do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So when we look, this is 0. None of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. This is the horizontal bar where my finger is. This thing right here, that's the horizontal bar, this line. So when one bead touches the horizontal bar, this is considered 1. Remember to keep your mind open to learning. Don't give up because it's foreign to you. Open-minded. Oh, that reminds me of Total Recall. Open your mind. Open your mind. Open your eyes. When that little alien came out of that guy's stomach. Anyways, so we have 1, and then this is 2. After 2 is 3, and then we have 4. When we look, this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we have these beads touching the horizontal bar, that's being counted. Does that make sense, Pack? And Carter, if you do not comment, I will move on to plus 10s. Okay, good, Carter, you're still here. So now, with the top bead is the value of 5. Thank you, Aura. The top bead will always be a value of 5. So when we look, we have 1, and we add the 5. Now we have 6. We have 2. We add the 5. Now we have 7. If I have 3 and I add the 5, now I have 8. When I have 4 and I add the 5, I have 9. Easy? So when we were looking, every column is a place value. I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. Excuse me, my 10,000. So if I look, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. That's what 99,999.99 looks like. Are we green? Super green? All right. Thank you. Cool. So when we look, this is all fives. If I did this, this is all zeros. If we did this is 1. If we did this is 2, 3, 4. Great. Yeah, mono. Okay, cool. Makes sense? So when we look, I'm actually learning. It's not I'm happy. I'm happy you're open to this. What? Hey, Cool Whip, what's up? What's up? So when we look, we have 9. This is 99, and then we have 100. So if we have 99, we have 100. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. 900. No matter what, we're always going to be 900. Makes sense? Okay. I want to learn. I want to learn. This is awesome. I'm sorry. Can you start on any black? Yes, you can. So I have 2, and I chose this one, right? Because I chose, right? You could choose this one, but then everything would be moved over to here. So we have our ones, our tens, but notice I have no column for hundreds. So that's why I don't start here, because I'm kind of restricted on not having any hundreds. However, if I had a 13 column abacus, then I can go into, because size matters, this means I have more digits. Because I have more digits, I can pick any of these dots. Does that make sense, Baka? Yes. How do you use this for math? That's what I was doing. And you said you were lost. Yeah. Yeah. So it actually doesn't matter. You could start here, you could start here. It doesn't matter. It all depends on what number you think you're going to get. Yes. When you joined, Carter, is when I was doing adding and subtracting. Okay, back to the tens. Okay, good. Thank you, Aura. So we're going to talk about is how to make a 10. How do you make a 10? We're going to learn how to make a 10. Why do we learn how to make a 10? We're learning how to make a 10 because this is how we're going to do carrying on and borrowing. Should have been here earlier. I will follow and try again. Oh, hey, Vito. Did you not understand how to read the abacus, Vito? Thank you for trying to be proactive. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat will always be 5. The bigger the answer you think it might be, the further. Yes, exactly, Baka. I heard you can get so good yes, you can be good enough that you imagine it in your mind. So this is 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9. Vito, are you still here? So after 9, we have 10. 10 looks like 1 and a 0. Will it always be 5 even on the bigger ones? Yes. So even if I have a 13 column one, this is still 5. These are all 5s. It all just depends on the place value. So this is now 0. When I do 5, it looks like that. Yeah. Okay, cool, Vito. So it makes sense. So when we do 1, I'm sorry, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. And then we just count, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then we have 20. Cool? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the tens. Why are we going to learn how to do the tens? Because what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to carry the 1. When we carry the 1. that means we're going to understand this concept, which is these are pairs. 2 and 8, 7 and 3, 4 and 6, 1 and 9. These are pairs. Okay, good, Vito. So we're going to continue on. There's another formula you need to understand is how to make a 5, but we can get to that in a little bit. As long as you understand how to make a 10. So, excuse me. What we're going to do is a 9. We're going to do 8. 8 kind of easy. Okay. So what's going to happen is 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. This is something that we're teaching the kids, right? We need to understand that 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. We're going to modify it, right? We're going to modify this equation. We're going to supercharge it. We're going to power up it. When we supercharge it, when we want to add the 8, we need to plus the 10 minus the 2. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to plus the 10 minus the 2. Why are we doing that? Well, if you look at 9, if I have my question 9, and I notice I don't have any more beads to add the 8 in this column, what do? I need to plus the 10. Remember when I said 10 was 0 and 1? That's what we're doing. We're adding a 1 and a 0. That's what 10 looks like. So we have plus the 10, and then we take away the 2. All we need to do is remove the 2. Why? Because when we add the 8, it makes a 10. So we add the 10 is too much. We have to minus the 2. So my final answer is 7. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions? This makes sense, right? So what did we just do? What we're doing here is now we're doing a carrying over. We're carrying over, right? And we're putting the number here. However, in abacus world, we do it with our columns. We show it on our columns. So we can do another one. I'm lost again. No, 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 no. Wait, I read it was 7, but I know it's 8. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Carter. Here. Let's do it again. No, no, no. We'll do it again. Okay? We have 7. We have 7. We want to add the 8. When we add the 8, here's a question. When we add the 8, is there enough? No, there's not enough to add the 8. What do? Let's go to the asteroid belt, which means to go to the next column. I'm going to go to the asteroid belt, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice I have 2 left. 1, 2. So I'm going to go to the asteroid belt, but that's too much. I need to take away 2. So my final answer is 15. I never knew abacus was so involved. I thought it was 4 simpletons. It's actually quite interesting because you do critical thinking. Carter, did that make sense? Let's do another one. We have 4. When we have 4, we're going to go to 8. We need to add the 8. We don't have any more beads to add the 8. Because we don't have any more beads to add the 8, we need to go to the asteroid belt, which is 10. There's 10 items. But remember, newfound respect. Thank you so much, Vito. That's fantastic. So we need to go to the asteroid belt. That's what the 10 is. But this is too much. We need to what? We need to get rid of 2. So we need to minus 2. My final answer is 12. RTX, hello again. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming by and dropping by. Carter and Vito, did that make sense? So what did we do? I want to add the 8. If I add the 10, that's too much. I got to exchange it and remove the 2. Oh, I got that one, right? And the funny thing is you do it more obviously, you do it more often, you'll understand it. Because it's the same concept. We have 9. When we have 9, I think Aura was doing this. We want to add the 8. There's not enough beads to add the 8. What do? We got to go to the asteroid belt, right? And we got to get rid of 2 because it's too much. So we go to the asteroid belt, which is this. Oh, that's wrong. This. But that's too much. We need to minus 2. So my final answer is 17. I forgot who was asking. Amano. Yes, Amano. Did that make sense? I'm reading it as 7. I need to buy it. I can practice. You got me hooked. uh, so the book I'm using is the plus 10 book. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah. So when we're reading it, and you got it, right? You got how to read the abacus. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. How do you know it's 7? Oh, I just 5, 6, 7. The top beat will always be 5, right? When we do this is 9. How do we know it's 9? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have our formula that we have to memorize, which is one of these because we are teaching the children how to make a 10. How to make a 10 is nice and easy because that's how we do our carrying over. So when we do this, we understand plus the 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to plus the 10. That's going to the asteroid belt. So I'm going to go to the asteroid belt, but that's too much. I need to exchange it. I need to give change back, and I have to take away the 2. So my final answer is 17. 1 on the tens. 1, 7, 5, 6, 7. Wait, what are the top bead is a value of 5. So when we're looking, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top bead will always be a value of 5, like this nickel. A nickel is worth 5 cents. So then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you, Kay. Does that make sense, Janae? Cool? Cool. Yep. Easy. Easy. I shall return. Going home from work. Oh, yeah. Ciao. Okay. See you later, Vito. I'm actually going to head off. I'm quite tired. But that is a little bit about abacus. Thank you so much for everybody joining. Thank you so much. So, what is the first blue one on the left? This one is the tens, 10,000s. That's a very good question. So if I have my place value, I choose this one to be my place value. So this is my ones. This is my ones indicator. So my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. Yeah, thank you. When will I be back? I'm trying to figure out how to be more regular. I'm planning to be back tomorrow morning at, I think, tomorrow morning, let's see, probably tomorrow morning at 8 PST. At night? No, I'm thinking about morning. You teach it good. I learned it once when I was younger. Oh, really? You learned it. That's fantastic. Did you go up to multiplication and division? So I think I'm going to do it twice for right now. So right now it'll be 8 in the morning and maybe 8 at night, Baka. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 8 o'clock at night. I'm trying to get earlier, but the problem is it's dinner time because yeah. What's that? What is that for? 8 p.m. is cool. It's perfect for me. Yeah, I have to figure that out. I probably moved school. They didn't. Oh yeah, that's the tough thing. That's the tough thing when you learn it and the other school doesn't add to it. That's too bad. Ah, Brando. This is a counting tool for math. Um, hey Janae, where was the school? Do you know if that school still does it? That's what I want to know because I've only heard some schools that actually utilized it, but then they stopped using it. I never learned this, so this is all new, but you explained it so well. Thank you so much, Amano. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a little tired. I feel it in my eyes. Oh, I am so tired. I don't know what it just hit me too. Okay. Janae. No, it would have been early elementary, but oh yeah. My old Japanese, there's a son. Oh, San Fernando. Oh, that's cool outside of Los Angeles. The old Japanese. Yeah, I could see the Japanese school doing it. I don't know the Chinese schools that do it. I know you're in San Fernando. I actually have a learning center right here in Monterey Park. They call it a soroban though. Yeah, it is a soroban. The Chinese one is a swapan. Um, but I'm actually out in Monterey Park. My school, I have a learning center. My brother has a learning center, and I decided to go online. So you can look it up. We're AMA Learning Center. AMA Learning Center Plus, I think is what's called now. We're trying to figure that out. Oh, I have family in South Pass. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're just up the street. So they were very close to the fires. We had like a bunch of fires. They're very close to the fires. I was 4 miles away from the fires. Thank you for the follow, Janae. Yeah. Now we're just kind of, yeah. So this is what it is. This is a counting tool. And it's interesting. Hey, Baka, do you have any kids? Did you teach your kids? I know I had to help with all that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you teach your kids abacus? The funny thing is, I ask a bunch of my parents that know abacus, and they never taught their kids how to use the abacus. I'm like, what? That's crazy. I have 3 boys, and they all know how to use the abacus. But that's because I have a learning center. I have kids. I'm gonna start now. Oh, good. How old are your kids, Baka? If you don't mind me asking. You should. You should totally. I feel like it's so much better to learn. It is so much better to learn. And if you're looking for it, I do have 7 and so for the 11-year-old, I would probably start them off with bead recognition, and then you put them straight into understanding how to make a 5 and how to. But 11, if they don't have attitude, it'd be good. But the 7, they're hapa. The 7, if they don't have attitude, the 11 can learn, obviously, right? But 11, it's kind of tipping over to like, I wonder if they give you attitude. You taught me. Hey, AJ. Oh yeah, yeah, you're welcome. I think it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. And if you're looking for workbooks, I'm building my collection. I'm on my 10th book. So this is one, yeah. So this is one. This is the bead recognition. This is the plus the 10, plus the 5, minus the 5. And then I'm going to do minus the 10. Great girls on attitude. Yet. Congrats. Oh, thank you, Janae. You know, my boys, I have boys, 18, 14, and 11, 12, almost 12, and they do not have attitude. And I think it has a lot to do with being involved. And they all learn the abacus. My boys learn the abacus. They may not know how to teach you, but they will understand. So I have a bunch of resources if you're looking into it. Maybe this one can be for your 11, where it is a uh, dry erase, and you can practice how to make a formula, and then afterwards you can utilize it. So that's why I did this one, where you can it's labeled. So if you notice, it has plus the 5, minus the 2, plus 2, and then we have the plus 10s, and then the back, and then the corresponding is in the back. So if I have a minus 3 here, I have a plus 3 here. Yeah. building resources. This was fun. I really like this. And then Baka, these are your shop. Yeah. So Baka, so you know, I actually have built out the framework and how to make it. Like, why do we use what are we using? So if there's enough beads, then you add the beads. If there's not enough beads, then you go use the formula. If there's not enough, if you cannot use the 5, then you use the 10, and this is the formula. Ah, thank you, Janae. Thank you. Yeah, this was a cool one. Like, I really like this. This is really kind of fantastic. And so I did it again for the subtraction, and that's the framework. Yeah. And then, oh, so like this is what you would get. I really like it. I really like it. And so here's the oh, I showed you the commutative property. So it's good to know that you can use these two and you can flip them, right? They're the same. And it's the same thing with the plus tens. So the plus tens is the same because sometimes you need to know one way, you need to know the other way. One of my girls is naturally gifted in math, and then one of his problems. This would be perfect for her. Oh yeah, yeah. If the one is already naturally gifted, I wouldn't want to confuse them. I wouldn't want to confuse them. No, yeah. And so this one was adding the 10 or subtracting the 10. So here's adding and subtracting. And the way I have it, right, I wanted to make sure that you understand that you can flip the two. And then what do I have? Yeah. And so, like I said before, there's the formula, there's the label, and then here is the minus. Notice that this is a 2, and this is 3, and then this is 3. Hey, get some rest. I think it's time for you to sleep. You've been online for so long. Oh, thank you, Purple. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I do appreciate it. I just get excited when I talk about like abacus, you know? Ah, okay. But I should. I gotta I gotta update my store. But yeah, I really like this. This is a really good. Anyways, okay. Thank you again for the lesson. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, Purple. Thank you so much. All right. I will see everybody in my next live. I'm gonna try to be more regular. I'm gonna try to be more regular. It's just one of those things like I don't want to, but I should. I'm going to try to be more like, thank you for the lesson. Oh yeah, thank you for joining. I appreciate the open mind, and I have to like find my little sound bit for that. Yeah, not a problem. Have a good night. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Purple. I will see you guys all in my next live. Have a good night. I'm glad you found this. Oh yeah, I'm so happy you came. Thank you, Janae, and we'll start again. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you. Oh my gosh, tired. Oh, open your mind.